Okay. Oop, can I go here? Okay, let's take it away. Hello, everyone. This is Aisha and Josie. Welcome to Success Circle. We want to give you all the warmest congratulations and welcome.
And yes, welcome, welcome, welcome.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. You were all hand selected by us and your upline because we know that you're ready to take your business to the next level.
Yes.
And we are so excited and just thrilled to have you with us. The fact that you said yes to this next 6 weeks is going to be transforming for all of us. So thank you and
so much.
welcome.
Yes. All righty. Oh, look at that. Can't go.
Just go.
Okay. So we want to say for everyone, when you start really working into building and declaring that, making that a declaration, that truly your business, which we're representing here as a harvest, cannot be prevented. And there's different stages for people along the way as they move through those declarations and as you step into what we call building. So you notice here we have caring that leads to sharing, that leads to building. And we want to definitely just acknowledge that our community here of Essential Wellness and our team is a culture of caring. We come from all types of artists and wellness practitioners, health practitioners, moms. But the thing I think we all have really at the core that helps define this essential wellness culture is one of deep caring on a medicinal level, on all levels. And so for so many of us, that's the great, vast majority, we start with the caring.
Absolutely.
And that leads to the sharing. And for some of us, and really we'll go into this later in the program, it's a small amount. It's like 10, 12%. That leads to building sometimes. And so what we want to say is for those of us who that 10 to 12 to 15% that move into working with doTERRA as a part-time or a full-time or anywhere in between business, that's what we're defining as building. For those of us who step into that, we don't forget about the caring and sharing. And I think sometimes people get a little bit of heart anxiety that when we have a program like this, where we're focusing on the building and the business aspect of doTERRA, that somehow we forget about the medicine, we forget about the caring and the sharing, and that is not the case. We just want to highlight that this program, this 6 weeks, is to help people in their financial caring and building and that aspect, the business aspect of this program. So we're not focusing on the other, we're the medicine and the caring and the sharing as much as we're focusing on how to help people to really rise and move through and build their business in an entrepreneurial way. Yes. And get better at that. So
but build your business with heart.
Yes.
And with integrity and always coming from that place of service. And when you go through this program, and this is always, you're going to be planting a lot of seeds, and there's different people in this program at different levels of this business. And what we want you to know is that building your doTERRA business is like planting your garden. Some seeds are going to plant or sprout immediately, and some of them are going to sprout over time, and some of them might not sprout for years down the road. But the beautiful thing is the harvest cannot be prevented. And all of this groundwork and all of this work that you're doing is going to come into fruition. And so we want to give you a template and a roadmap for this next 6 weeks, but this is something that is ongoing as your business continues to grow. We just want to make sure that you have a solid foundation. So we could look at this next week as we're tending the soil and we're really cultivating the foundation of your entire business.
And so lastly, we just want to preface that this program is meant for what we call builders of with doTERRA. So there's a few people who are just at the beginning of that declaration, and there's more than a few who are starting, but that's the intention of this program, is for actually people who have started and made that declaration and are actually wanting to build an entrepreneurial doTERRA business. And that I'm going to go into that in this first and second one, that the foundations, what we've actually qualified, these prerequisites to start this, are really the prerequisites for a builder for doing the business.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay, so we're going to go over the objective of Success Circle is to support new builders to reach the rank of executive or elite in 6 weeks. Now, we recognize in our program we have a lot of people with different goals. Yeah. So this is not a competition. We have people at different places in their business. But for everybody that is brand new to building, we ask that you set your goal to executive or elite, and you get to choose the path that you're going to take depending on the time that you have, and we're going to help you set that up in a moment. But you get to decide what your goals are. So make sure that you set something that is obtainable for you and doable for you, so you can feel that success of that movement forward. The other objective we have is to support you, our builders, in reaching silver and beyond. So we also have people in the higher ranks that are moving towards solidifying their silver, moving towards gold, moving towards platinum. In doTERRA, we are all successful together. So everybody's success rises collectively. And as people walk into elite and executive, that helps the other builders walking into silver and gold. And that is what helps build up for diamond and blue diamond, etc. So again, we're teaching you these foundational skills that actually are really important at all levels of your business. We're also going to teach you goal setting, strategy, and implementation. We find sometimes people can get really lofty with their goal setting, and they can set a goal, but they don't truly know how to then implement the strategy and the implementation around making that goal happen. So that's really what we're going to focus on today. We are going to be utilizing the Fast Track Planner, the Builder Worksheet, which we'll introduce shortly, a rank tracker worksheet as well, and then we're also going to teach you how to track your business. This is also a program to help strengthen your relationships and cultivate our collective team culture with everyone. We're all one larger team, and then all of you have your team cultures within your individual team. So this gives you an opportunity to get to know and work with the people in your business and work on strengthening those relationships. And ultimately, we want to create success for every single one of you, all of us. We all want you to be successful. And most importantly, we want to have fun and all grow together.
Okie doke. So we wanted to go over the checklist, which was the qualifications for this program. And really, we're going to, as we start to show you some of the tracking with the Fast Track Planner and the Builder Worksheet, you're going to notice something about the qualifications for this program, how they're very similar for the qualifications to really start building and to be working through what's called the prepare section in the Fast Track Planner. So we wanted, as the baseline, everyone to have already had their training with the business. So what we're defining that is completed at, we have the live boot camp, the 4-week business training, or watched our Edge Success Bootcamp webinars. These are all on our team our team webinar.
Team website.
Sorry about that. They're all on their team website. And the reason we had it in larger letters in bold, the 4-week business training, because I wanted to highlight that is so incredible, that training, and contained within it is the webinars of the boot camp. That's kind of the backbone that it goes along, but it encompasses so much more, and it's a full incredible business training that takes place in 4 modules. And I would really like to highlight, if you were kind of rushing into the program and you only got a chance to catch up by watching the Edge Bootcamp webinars, then please, during this program, take the time to be also catching up and watching the 4-week business training. We consider that the baseline for being a builder.
And what we want to stress here is everything that we're going through on this list is stuff that you should have already completed, because it is setting your foundation for this program, especially if you're new. So if you have not completed this list here, it was a requirement to get in the program, but if there's a few things you have not done, it is critical that you get them done this week. Otherwise, you're going to start to feel behind. So we just wanted to really stress the importance of getting this done. And as Josie was saying, if you went through the videos, the Edge Success videos, and they're also listed on our website, so you can just go watch them one at a time under the Edge Success webinar tab. So you don't have to go through the whole training again if you just need to go and revisit one of those webinars. But we recommend watching those a few times, because you're going to learn and absorb something new every time you watch them.
Okay. So also then the second qualification is to receive and have had a business overview from your mentor or an upline above you, to have created your minimum of 100, it can certainly be more, names list, and worked with that. So we have that as part of the 4-week business training, and we actually have worksheets to help you really work through that and come up with more names and how to do that and how to work with that. So that's one of the extra things that's in the 4-week business training. And most definitely to have connected with whoever your mentor is going to be in the program and going forward. So this is your upline, or it could be someone more, not just directly above you who enrolled you, but a upline above that you are going to start having as your weekly mentor. Part of the idea is that the qualification of this as a program is, if you are setting out on a course to be a builder and work with an entrepreneurial business with doTERRA, you really do want some assistance and help from someone who they can be close to a peer. They can be not that much, as in a sense, ahead of you. There's a wonderful kind of counseling that my family has worked with called co-counseling. And it's a beautiful model where you go back and forth and you learn from each other. And it's not necessarily that the person counseling you is, knows so much and this incredible expert. They, though, can be the person who is in touch with the upline silver or above, who is disseminating and directly mentoring them, and they are passing that down to you. So you can call this an accountability partner if that feels more comfortable. But the idea is to have someone that you are really working with weekly, is keeping you accountable, and that has a direct connection with some of the higher uplines. And then really declaring as a builder within doTERRA that you are ready to be working with 125, not just 100, but 125 loyalty rewards order, and have that pulling by the 15th of the month. So you're modeling that, and that you're getting the free product of the month, and you are helping within your own Power of 3 structure for the enrollers above you, and it's just a modeling practice to start setting forward. Okay. Okay, so a lot of people have asked for the schedule, so here we go. Here is our schedule, and then we're going to tell you some of the topics in the next slide. But this is going to be posted on the Facebook page. So Aisha, we have a meme of it. So it's it's
in the files section. Okay. It says Success Circle dates, and there is just a list of dates. So we recommend that you go into your calendar and put all the dates in your calendar. You'll notice that on June 7th, there is a leaders call, and that's just for people that are in the leaders track, the silver or above leaders. And then on June 16th, this is a Thursday evening at 6:30 Pacific Standard Time. There is a bonus webinar for all of you with my business coach, Dana Corey. And it's a program called Making Change, and it's some mindset exercises. It's really powerful and awesome. So that is a bonus for you. On June 22nd, there is another bonus, and this is something that we invite you. You can invite anybody to this webinar. We especially would like you to invite your partners or family members or anybody that's even interested in doTERRA business. They might not be building yet. My husband and I, Larry Spielberg, are going to be sharing our personal journey with doTERRA, and we are going to be sharing my growth moving towards Diamond in comparison to Larry's 20-year in corporate America. For some of you that don't know, my husband just retired 7 years early because of doTERRA. And so we are going to just share our journey and talk about what an amazing opportunity this is. And again, so that will be in the evening, and we're excited about that, and we'll post the information about that so you can share that as we get closer. Okay, so your next 6 weeks, and actually I think we realize it's your next 7 weeks. So we're going to talk more about this as we go through today, but just to break this down, we're going to talk about your why, and our weekly action step is actually going to revolve around reconnecting with your why. Now, even if you've been building doTERRA for a while and you feel really connected to this, we have an exercise that we would still like all of you to do. It's very powerful, and it may also help you connect more deeply with your why. And then again, we're going to talk about how to strategically set your goals. We do recommend that you set aside some time in your calendar and have the days in your week that you specifically work on your doTERRA business. This is really important, especially if you have another job, if you're a busy mom. It's critical that you, whatever time you have, if you have 5 hours, 10 hours, 15 hours, that you set that time block in your calendar so you know as you're scheduling classes, as you're working with individuals, that those are going to be the times that you are specifically going to be focused on doTERRA. We are going to work with and introduce you to the Fast Track Planner, and we're going to be working through different sections through the program. We're going to help you plan your events and get your classes scheduled. And again, we talked about scheduling a weekly check-in with your mentor. So if you have not connected with your upline yet, make sure and get that set up this week. Weekly, we have a lot of awesome prizes for you. If you are not a Facebook person, our ask of you is that you please check in on Facebook on a fairly regular basis during this program, because we are going to have our weekly action steps, and there's opportunity to win prizes. That's where a lot of the information will be posted, and that's how you're really going to stay in the know of what is going on. Now, we also have a rank, or excuse me, a points tracker. That should actually say points tracker, not rank tracker. And you're going to fill out your points every Sunday. This is your responsibility to do, and we're going to go into the logistics of how this is going to happen more in a moment. We'll really break it down for you so it's super simple. And then also, you must be willing to stretch yourself and to get uncomfortable and to play full out, right? Whenever we're making change, whenever we're moving towards something new, there might be parts of the program that make you a little uncomfortable, but we ask you that you're willing to move forward and go into that unknown to really begin to manifest and grow the business that you desire. So Josie's going to walk us through all the fun prizes.
Yay! Now, we know that all of you just being in this program with us and growing your business, that is the prize, right? That's almost, but you know, hey,
we love to
prizes
give you
are
treats.
fun too. So we're just we kept coming up with great ideas and fun prizes. So here we go. So there's going to be a weekly challenge each week, and we will post on Facebook. So let me go through that. The weekly challenge, we are going to, with each presentation, we will announce.
Tell you what it is.
So on Monday, it'll start. We'll announce what the weekly challenge is, and you will have through the week to be able to work on this. The weekly challenges involve for people to be, they're doing things and such like this. And so we'll be asking for you to be taking a picture of the activities that are involved with the challenge, or stating the number. They're going to be different things, but the idea is that you're going to be posting a picture, some words, a number, things like that on the Facebook page. And then by the end of the week, we will then be putting all of the people, we're going to go through that feed in the Facebook, taking them out, and this is our back end work, right? And then coming up with it, all the participants who actually do the activity and show, you have to prove it with that show on the Facebook. You will then go into the pool that we will pick the winner from.
Yes. So there'll be a meme every week with the weekly challenge, and you will need to post under that meme. And then and for all of you, if you're curious, there is a program called Random Name Picker on Google. And what we do is we take everybody's name that is posted on that thread, and we put everybody's name into the random name picker, and the random name picker selects the winner. So everybody has an equal opportunity to win prizes. And some weeks we'll have more than one prize, etc. So every Monday we will post the weekly challenge.
Okay. So the weekly top, so that's prize number 1 for the week. And we have our 2 categories of people, right? So we have our builders below silver, and then we have our silver and above. So we will have a winner from each category for the challenge. And then we will have our weekly top point earners from each category. So that's 2 weekly challenge winners, 2 weekly top point earners. So it's week by week. The week starts on Monday and it ends at 11:59 p.m. PST. PST stands for Pacific Standard Time. The center of the earth starts with Portland.
If you didn't know that.
If you didn't know that. And so Sunday night, that's your week. So that's how we define the week. So the weekly top point earner will win a 30-minute coaching call with the mentor of their choice, Miss Aisha Harley.
Or Josie.
Or Josie.
We will send you an email for all the winners of how to contact us. And so if you're the winner, you'll get an email. And we will also announce that. And you'll actually have a time period to schedule that. So we'll give you more information as you win.
Okay. So we are going to have a grand prize winner from each track. So there'll be 2 total grand prize winners. So for the below silver, so that is people working towards executive, elite, and premier track, or the first time silver, people working up to the silver builder worksheet who haven't made that yet. The grand prize winner is a specialized laser coaching 1-hour coaching session with the 2 of us together. You get click and clack working with you all at the same time with Aisha and Josie. A convention ticket. So if you already have a convention ticket, you can then use that for someone in your team as you're building. But a convention ticket, and we want to sweeten that pot. We know convention can be pricey. So with $300 cash to spend, at your choice, can help with your hotel room, your flight, however. And then Aisha's having a leaders dinner as a thank you and a congratulations to people at convention for gold and above. Mm-hmm. And so you can, if you want to talk about that for a moment for people, but this is for, the grand prize winner gets to come and attend and be part of that circle with all of the leaders at the dinner. Yeah,
regardless of your rank.
Regardless of
and this will be a winner for both tracks.
Yes.
So if we have a silver that wins, it's not gold yet, they will be invited, as well as somebody in the lower track. And this dinner will be on Tuesday evening. So it will be before, but there is the Edge Success trainings happening. So we're hoping that you'll be coming in for those Edge Success trainings.
Yes, which we will I was just going to get that the Tuesday of convention. So sorry, we don't know whatever, but that's the dinner. Okay, so we're going to have 2 runner-ups for each track, 1 for each track, and that'll be a hour to hour and a half, again, laser coaching call with the 2 of us together, and we will schedule that. And then we wanted to say that everyone is receiving the bonus session with the business coach, Dana Corey, and
Yes.
That's going to be incredible.
That's our gift to all of you for being in the program. All right.
Okay, so I'm going to read through almost all of this because sometimes people don't really read through all of it. And we just want to make it clear so that they're earning the points and the winning. This part of it is going to be an honor system. Although we are asking that everyone, while they are doing these activities during the course of the program, that you document as much as you can. So if you're having whatever classes you're having, take a picture. Whatever, just document. If you're doing a membership overview, just take a picture. You can just do it of either with the person, or you can just do it with your filled out membership overview form, things like that, because we do want to have a recourse to be able to check on things if that arises. But the idea is we're going to tell you about this. We're going to be sending you an email every week, and you can also access it on the website, and we'll show you where that is, this tracking form. And it's going to be week by week, and then it'll all add up. We are adding up the big numbers. You are just keeping track week by week for your activities of these things. So let's go through them. So earning points and winning. So these are all the point activities. So contacting people, that's worth 5 points. So what does this mean? This means talking to someone for the first time about doTERRA. You don't have to, it's not that you're making an actual appointment, but it could lead to that. So you're either talking to them the first time about doTERRA. The people you can talk to can include people you have planned to talk to, and also include people you meet while you're out and about. So that's 5 points. So you can just, on my iPhone, they have that thing for notes. You could just start to have your own little note form there and start putting down things. However you work, if you work in pencil and paper, that's fine. So giving samples for people to try, that's worth 5 points. So this is per person, not per sample. So if you give 2 samples, that's not 10 points. That's 5 points. Okay. Make sure you follow up with the people that you've given samples to. Sampling is worth 5 points per person, provided you submit their name, contact information, and samples provided. So if you just give a sample away, that's not really a good sample giving. It's like you give the sample, you should always be receiving their information. And then, we reserve the right to verify your activity. So you want to have that as also your verification that you've received their information, but truly that's just best practices. That's what you should be doing. So personally enrolling someone as a wellness advocate, 40 points. Right. People you enroll must be people you personally find yourself and not people that your team enrolled. You must remain the enroller until the end of the program to count them as a personal enrollee. And then we'll verify this in the back office. So that's 40 points. So being a mentor and then teaching for other people, right? So helping those you personally enroll. Oh, sorry, that's a different thing. So scratch that for a second. That's the next thing about teaching. It's so helping those you personally enroll to place a 100 PV LRP order. Whoa, Aisha, isn't that interesting? That's 50 points. That's actually worth more than enrolling them. Wow, that's interesting. I wonder what we're putting emphasis on. All right.
You will notice that the points are for you're building your business activity. So yes, this isn't out of anything of what you shouldn't already be doing. We're just rewarding you for doing activities to build your business.
So that is earning 50 points for helping someone to enroll with a 100 PV LRP order. So notice if you enroll someone and you're the enroller and they start with 100 minimum. We call this 100. We'll go over that. And they trial loyalty. They're not just, we don't know if you can't control people, but if they trial loyalty rewards for the first months with a 100, at least a minimum 100 LRP order, that's worth 90 points. Just saying. Okay. So then you do follow-up with them with a membership overview, and you review the Edge Success membership overview, that's worth an additional 60 points.
And really, as you all know, when you're doing the membership overview is when they should be placing, you should be locking in that LRP order. So that actually turns that into 110 points for doing that activity.
So that LRP does not have to happen during enrollment.
Yes.
Anytime you help someone to trial and work with a 100 plus LRP,
now,
that's worth 50
this
points.
is also something you could go through your organization. And if there are people that are triangles, they haven't set up their LRP order, and you help them activate their LRP order for the first time, that is something you could also get points for.
And some people use the new back office, which is cute people with these like hugging, the way they show people in your tree in the doTERRA back office. Some of us are old school and we use the old tree. And that's when we talk about triangles and squares, some people and circles. A triangle is the old legend in doTERRA where someone is a wellness advocate, but not on military rewards. Okay. So business overview, wow, 70 points. We know that not everyone's interested in the business. A lot of people have never given a business overview. So to sort of branch out and to get brave and to start that and to find and ask some people if they would be interested in hearing about the business, there you go. You're going to get 70 points for doing that. So rank advancing during the program. You can look through and see you're going to get points and it does go up with the higher the rank. Attending the weekly team call or listening to the recording within 48 hours. So notice that within 48 hours, everyone has time to listen to it sometime between Monday and Wednesday.
Yeah. And this is really important because I know that there are people that can't get on the call live. We totally honor that. So we want you all to have the opportunity to have the same points. But if you don't listen to the webinars early in the week, you're going to get behind and you're not going to know what the activities are. So if you're one of those that need to listen to the recording, please try to do it by Monday night, and we will do our very best to get everything posted as soon as possible on Monday. And then we'll post it on Facebook once it's ready to go.
Yes, so you're saying this live recording that we do from 11 to 12 PST time will be posted on the Facebook page.
No later than 6 o'clock, but we will do our best to get it up earlier.
Right. No later than 6 o'clock PST time on Monday. Okay. Completing the weekly challenge, 20 points. So whether you win or not, just doing it, you get 20 points. Reviewing your completed business builder worksheet with your mentor once a week. So every week you get 10 points for doing this. And we're going to be going over this. We would like to say that this is an actual qualification for the program, that this is not negotiable, that we really want people to just experience this and start working.
This is your roadmap that we want you to get used to using.
So hosting a class is 8 points. This is a class you personally host, meaning that you provide the venue and invite the guests. When you host a class, you get 8 points per attendee. So and here's the qualifications of an attendee. They must be 18 years of age and not already a doTERRA wellness advocate. That is what we call qualified. And you can earn a maximum of 40 points per class that you host, okay? So up to, what's the math? Is that 5 guests? 8 times 5 is 40. So there you go. If you have more guests, you just get 40 points for that hosting. Please take a picture of each class that you host. And then teaching the class, because sometimes you host a class, but your upline or someone else teaches it, right? So teaching a class is 30 points. This is a class that you personally teach from start to finish. You can host the class, someone your downline can host the class, or it could even be a one-on-one. So a one-on-one is called teaching a class. That's a presentation or a class. Teaching the class is worth 30 points. Note that if you also host the class, your total for the event could be 70 because you could be the host and you could have at least 5 people there and you teach it, and then that's worth 70. And then please take a class. So mentoring, if you're in the leader track or you're someone who is mentoring someone else, every week that you have your 30-minute mentoring call with someone else, that's worth 20 points.
Yeah. So everybody, regardless of the track that you're in, If you're in the builder or the leader, it doesn't matter. You can earn points for working with other team members in a mentoring fashion. Okay, so we want to share with you just some of the navigation for all of this. We're going to go through this quickly.
So this is our team website, www.essentialwellness.life. And so you'll notice that this welcome new enrollee events right before the purple arrow, that is what we call the navigation bar. And over to, it depends on your browser. Browsers make this slightly different. Most browsers, all the way over to the right, you will see Success Circle. There's a few browsers, and I believe Firefox is one, where Success Circle is actually down below. There's a second line of navigation. So that's going to change. So don't get married to this view. But you'll see Success Circle. When you hover over that, down will pop further navigation, where it will say Success Circle application. You guys are in the program. You've already done that. Earn points and win. That's where you click on that. And what we just went over, that whole point tracker system will be there, and you can see all of that, and keep going back to that because we know you're not going to memorize it. And then it just says Success Circle calls down below, right? Does it say recorded calls? No, it says Success Circle calls. Okay.
It might say webinars, but regardless, we can't see it on our screen.
So what we want, we're going to go further with that. So notice that's where we're going to have recorded calls, and we're going to have information here that pertains to Success Circle, as well as on our Facebook Success Circle. The information's, almost all the information is going to be duplicated. It's going to be in both places. But during the program, we want you to know where it'll be living on the website. Now notice our website, our team website, has a password, which is success, but we have a second password for the Success Circle, which is Success Circle, because you guys are special. This is not for everybody. So to be getting into the recorded calls, you need the password Success Circle. Now, when you click on Earn Points and Win, we just want to point out this is what it's going to look like. And what we want to point out is down at the end of all of what we went over, so the picture of all of the points and the explanations is what is in this box, which is basically it says to download. So you can download and print this out so you have it. And then this is where you can access for yourself your point tracker, your weekly point tracker. We will send everyone on Sunday mid-morning. You will receive in your email this point tracker. So that's a reminder. Oh my gosh, I have to tally up my points and send them if you want to win. If you don't care about winning the prizes, I guess you don't have to do that. No, I really want you to do it.
Everybody should do it. If 3 weeks go by and you have not tallied your points, we will assume that you have opted out of the program, and we will remove you from the group. And so this is very important. So it doesn't mean you have to do all of these activities, but you just want to track the activities that you have done and put them in your point tracker.
Yes.
And this is also your responsibility. We are doing everything to make it super easy. We are sending you the reminder, but if you have not done it by Sunday night, your points will not be counted. We'd recommend that you put them in anyway because they will count for the overall
points,
but they will not count for that week unless there is a crazy extreme emergency. You have plenty of time to take care of this. So this, again, it's your responsibility. So put something in your calendar to remind you to do it. And we're, again, trying to make it super, super easy for you.
So here's where you can download and click to access that point tracker before Sunday if you want, or then you will receive it in your email on Sunday.
Yes. So if you want to do it on Saturday, you go to the website, you'll see there's a builder's track and there's a silver and above leaders track. You only want to opt into one of those. So whatever track you're doing, that's where you're going to do your points. Everybody should know where they're at. Now that is going to take you to another page, which is a Google Doc, and there's a list of questions. that relate to the points, and you'll just go in and fill all of that out. It's critical that you put your name and your wellness advocate number. Okay, so that's absolutely critical that you put that in there. Okay, so these are the worksheets that we're going to be working with in this program. The Builder worksheets, there's one for Executive, Premier, and Silver. They are all in the Facebook page under the Docs section. And after this webinar, we recommend that you go and download the appropriate Builder worksheet for you, and we're going to tell you more about how to use it. We also want you to be using the Fast Track Planner, and we're just going to go through different steps within the planner. If you don't have one yet, then you can talk to your upline. You can order these online, and there's also an online version. We will also be introducing you to a rank tracker, and then we're also going to teach you how to begin to track your numbers. And these are worksheets that we will introduce a little bit later in the program, so you don't need to worry about them right now.
I'm going to be dribbling it in as we go.
So our request of you, and I'd like you all just to take a moment to really take this in, because this is our ask of you. Josie and I are bringing 1,000% to the table for this course. We have worked really hard to put this together, to deliver this information to you. And so we have a request of you. Here it is. We want you to proceed as if success is inevitable. We want you to believe you are going to succeed. This is so important because really the action steps of building a doTERRA business are not that difficult. You share the oils, you educate people, you give them the information. You know, they're simple tasks. The part that is the most difficult about building our doTERRA business is our own belief and our mindset. So please write this down or take a screenshot. In fact, I will put this on the Facebook page. We want you to proceed as if success is inevitable. We want you to own it, we want you to believe it, and we want you to embrace it. So in moving forward, we also want you to declare your goal. And we have some tools to help you do this. But most of you probably know what your goal is. If you're brand new, your goal might look like executive or elite. If you're a silver, it might be that you're working towards gold, or gold towards platinum, or platinum towards diamond. Whatever your goal is, again, they're all going to be different. Everybody has different amounts of time, so your goal is personal to you. But I want you to take a moment and ask yourself, how will I feel when I hit that goal? We hope that you feel awesome, that is a celebration and that is a huge win. We also want you to ask yourself, why do you want this? Why do you want to rank advance? What is driving you to build a doTERRA business? And what is your why? And this is going to, we're going to go into this deeper in our weekly challenge about really exploring on a deeper level what your why is. We also want you to set an anchor for your goal. So my current goal is Blue Diamond, and I have this Blue Diamond. I have one by my bed. I have one by my desk. I actually even have one in my purse. And this is my anchor that I see every day. I hold it, I look at it, and it's my Blue Diamond anchor. So we would like you to pick something. It could be a rock, it could be something you wear around your neck. It can really be anything that just reminds you of your goal. And then we want you to choose a powerful affirmation. And again, mine is, I am Blue Diamond. And we want you to say it in the present. So I am silver, I am elite, I have my $50 bonus. Again, whatever that is for you, we want you to write it down on 25 sticky notes, and we want you to post it in places around your house where you'll see it when you're cooking, when you're brushing your teeth, before you go to bed at night. Because that's going to start filtering it into your subconscious mind. After a while, you might not even see any of them. You should put one in your car. And then we want you to say it 3 times before you go to bed at night. We also want you to say it while you're driving. In fact, as much as you can just say your affirmation during the day, that you kind of start using it like a mantra. You just start repeating that in your thoughts. That is going to help align you to move towards your goal. Okay, so
Yes.
make that declaration. If you don't know what that is, that's something you can talk to your mentor about. But really, to keep it simple, I recommend just saying whatever your goal is. Okay, so what the assignment that we have for you this week is, we want you to do a journaling assignment to discover your why, and this is listed out on your Fast Track Planner. And again, we will also post this on the Facebook page in the case you don't have a Fast Track Planner yet. But you're simply going to ask yourself, you're going to do this for 1 week for 10 minutes. And we recommend that you do it at the same time every day, either in the morning or in the evening. It will help you be more consistent. And you're just going to do a journaling assignment, and you're going to ask yourself, if my long-term goal was a reality today, how would that change my life? And you're going to ask yourself that question every single day. It's okay if you write the same answer, but as you go through the week, you might find that you have different answers that you begin to write.
Because you're doing the 10 minutes every day.
Every day. If my long-term goal was a reality today, how would that change my life? So that's the question you're answering. Actually, I'm going to throw in a little side note. You should actually try answering that question with your alternate hand, with whatever hand does not dominate. You'll write like a child, but it will access a different part of your brain and you will get different answers. So that's a cool thing to try. It's not required, but a cool thing to try. And then the next question is, what happens if I never reach this goal? And this is a really important step in this. And this actually might help you access your deeper why than you even have now. Okay, so that is your action step for the week.
And notice that Aisha has here this www.myfasttrackplanner.com is where, if you don't yet have a physical Fast Track Planner in your hands, that is a virtual version that you can be looking at and starting to work with.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Okay, so a rule of thumb to keep in mind: the more important a call or action is to our soul's evolution, the more resistance we will feel towards pursuing it. This is a quote from Steven Pressfield out of an awesome book that I recommend reading called The War of Art. And the reason I want to touch on this is I want to give you a reframe, because I promise you, at some point during this program, we might ask you to do something and you're going to feel resistant. It's normal. We all experience it. But rather than looking at that resistance as something that we're going to shy away from, I want you to give it a reframe and realize that that is your soul telling you, this is exactly what I need to be doing. This is where I need to get uncomfortable, and this is what's going to help me move forward. So write this down, take a screenshot. Again, I can put it on Facebook, and remind yourself of this and use this as a checking point for when you feel that resistance coming up.
It's so important, because you will feel resistance through this program.
Yeah.
Anytime you're stretching yourself and you're starting to get outside of your comfort zone, the resistance will come up. And this is a true self-practice to really start to feel within yourself and work with that resistance. Is it useful? Is it not useful? In what way? So, and start questioning that.
Yeah. I found that to be a really helpful reframe for navigating my movement forward. Now, the next part is to set your goal and to chart your path. And again, we have a tool that's going to help you do this, because a goal without a plan is really just a wish. And I see so many people make these declarations, and then a year later, or 2 years later, or 6 months later, they're still struggling and they're not sure why they haven't hit that goal. And so we really want to teach you how to plan for success and how to chart your course, so you have a roadmap with checkpoints so you know how to get there. I would assume you would not set out to drive across the United States without a map and a course that you are going to take, because otherwise you could just be driving around in circles and not really knowing where you're going. And so we want you to know how to chart your course for success. Also, when somebody comes to you and they say, I want to be a diamond in a year, or I want to be a diamond in 2 years, or whatever their goal is, you will have the understanding of to give them a reality check on what they need to do. What are their action steps? How many people should they be enrolling? What do they need to be getting done a month to actually make that goal a reality?
Working with. This is what this whole program, it's helping everyone to be moving along with their business, but also then setting an entire roadmap for everyone to start feeling confident to be able to work with their builders as they start emerging and saying, yeah, not only do I want to be diamond in a year and a half, I need to be diamond in a year and a half. Can you, with confidence, take me through that and be my guide? And we want all of you at the end of this program to feel like your answer can be yes.
Exactly.
Okay. So these are the builder worksheets. There are 3 of them. There is the Elite, Premier, and Silver. So what we are going to have everyone doing, so this is really your action step homework for number 2. So the first one is to be working with the goal setting and your why from the Fast Track Planner, and also from kind of the guidelines that Aisha set forward yourself in your own work through the week, and also then reflecting with your mentor. But at the same time, action step homework number 2 is to work with the builder worksheets. So we're going to show you where you are going to be accessing these. But what we want to outline is that there are 3 of them. So if you're brand new and you're just starting to build, you might Elite, we are hoping this is 6 weeks, that it's truly possible. That is a good goal for most people who really wanting to put the step on the gas as Elite. Even from the starting point in 6 weeks. Some people, maybe they're on a slower track and they're still doing the program and they want to work with executive. And that's going to be their goal, to go with executive, which is an overall volume of 2,000, whereas Elite is an overall volume of 3,000. If that's the case, you're still, as an executive, going to be working with the Elite builder worksheet, and you're just going to be working with less volume. So you're going to be working with the overall number of 2,000, not 3,000. If you are a higher rank, so if you're working towards gold, that means you're going to be filling out 3 premier worksheets, because you want to work with 3 premiers, right? Does that make sense? If you're working towards diamond, you're working with 4 silver worksheets, or platinum is 3 silver worksheets.
Exactly.
Okay.
Great.
So you want to?
Sure. So again, to set your 6-week goal, first you're going to ask, what is the goal? Are you moving towards executive, Elite, premier, silver, etc.? Okay. So you're going to make that choice. Then we want you to look at, realistically, how many hours a week do you have to work on your doTERRA business? Because again, we realize some of you have full-time jobs. You might only have 5 hours or 10 hours, or some of you have 20 hours. It doesn't matter. We want you to be realistic in what's doable for you. And this is going to help you be realistic about, is your goal achievable? And if you have too big of a rank and not enough hours, then you might want to bring the rank goal down a little bit. And this is, again, something you'll work with your upline mentor. You also need to understand the OV needed. So an executive needs $2,000 of organizational volume, an Elite 3,000, et cetera, et cetera. We have a rank tracker webinar for you to watch. It's only 20 minutes. And it is posted in the Facebook group under the files section, and it says Rank Tracker Webinar. We want you to watch that, and that is going to teach you how to fill out your worksheet. So we want you to fill that out. We want you to watch it, fill it out, and then you're going to discuss it with your upline. And again, we ask that you're willing to stretch and play full out. Okay, so again, we just went through this already, but in the Facebook group, under the files section, you're going to download the appropriate worksheet. You're then going to watch the webinar, and then you're going to work with your mentor to begin to map out this course.
We want to highlight to you guys that the webinar was fantastic. We watch these and we're always like, oh, we'll do it ourselves. We do what you guys do, is we think we can do it better and we can reinvent the wheel. And then we watch what the tools that we've been given, and they're incredible. This, the webinar is fantastic. So this week, as you're doing this, what's the next slide for a second? Can I just see that? Yeah. All right. Sorry. Go ahead. this is a dry run in a sense. This is your first initial bigger overview of working with your mentor and getting the idea of, is my stated goal reasonable for my time frame and my hours and what I'm doing? Really, these are the tools to start to get into alignment your goals so you can succeed.
Mm-hmm.
And so you're going to be going over, and they're going to say this in the webinar, I just want to make this clear, you're going to be using your last month's numbers for this first one. You're going to be using the numbers that already happened. So that last month was April. You're going to look at your April numbers from your back office to be filling out your builder worksheet this week. And you're going to be getting that picture. So what you're doing is you're making a projection, you're a guess. It's not like exactly on the numbers, right? It's from last month and you're projecting to this month an idea of, are my goals within a good, are they setting me up for success? We're going to be repeating this again next week with your May numbers to help you project forward for June for serious success in this program. Okay,
Yes.
so you're going to be filling this out twice, this week and next week, with different sets of numbers. Okay?
Okay, perfect. Okay, so to review your weekly challenge, we want you to do the journaling assignment, and we will post this on Facebook, so the questions will be there, but they are also on your Fast Track Planner. We would like you to post on the thread by Sunday at midnight, and we will be choosing 2 winners, and you'll each win a bottle of Immortelle, one of my favorite oils. Awesome. So, okay, that's this week. And so then, just to summarize everything, we're going to start finding our why, create your affirmation. You're going to set your 6-week goal. You're going to get your Fast Track Planner if you don't already have one. You're going to watch the Builder Worksheet webinar and fill out your tracking sheet. You're going to schedule a weekly check-in with your mentor. You're going to check in on Facebook for challenges and prizes. And every Sunday by midnight, you're going to fill out your point tracker, and that starts this week. And we're going to give you all a bonus. You can even count if you had a class last week, or if you were mentoring, you can count last week and this week on this Sunday. Okay, so that's a little bonus.
Say that again. We wanted to really congratulate, as a surprise, everyone who was doing great activity last week in the program. It starts this week. So in your point tracker for this week, so that's going to end on this Sunday at 11:59 p.m. Portland time. You get to count this whole week's activity and last week's activity as per the point tracker.
Okay, because we love you and we want to congratulate you for working on your business.
So Aisha, before we step away, this webinar, let's tell them again, so because they're going to want to review again and again what we've gone over. Where is this located?
The webinars will all be homed on our website, where there's that password protected page. Once it's on the website, I will post that on Facebook so you know it's there. Okay?
So,
and then we will also upload the PowerPoint to Facebook. So if you want to just download and review the PowerPoint,
these slides,
that will be there for you. And then look for the appropriate memes on the Facebook page that you will be posting your weekly action steps. We also will be sending you out, starting next week, we will be emailing you webinar reminders with the information, but all the webinar information will also all be listed, and the events in the Facebook page. We'll be getting those scheduled in the next couple of days. So again, we're trying to make everything super easy. All the emails will be coming from info@essentialwellness.life. So you all should have received a welcome letter. You should all, if you did not, look in your spam filter and make sure that it's not going into your spam. And if for some reason you miss getting your welcome letter, you can download it off the Facebook page. On the page where you submitted your application, we put it there in the case that you did not receive that. Okay, so,
and I just like to say there's a lot of questions, you know, in the chat. We don't have time for them right now, so we'd like everyone to just, They can take their time to review through all of the information we've given, and with the PowerPoint on Facebook, watch the tracker video first, and then if you still have any lingering questions, post them to the Facebook page, and we will be watching. And
we will also go through and review the questions. And so if you have a question, please take it to the Facebook page and we can continue conversation there. But we want to be mindful of ending on time, and we're just a couple minutes over. So just to close with this beautiful quote, individually we are a drop, but together we are an ocean. We are so powerful collectively, and we are making profound impact and change in the world by sharing these oils. We all hold this treasure and this gift, and we want to thank you from the bottoms of our heart for being willing to go out and share this beautiful, I don't want to call it medicine. Okay, I'm non-compliant.
I know,
anyway,
I do.
With
Sorry.
the world. And so thank you for being here. We love you all so much. We are so excited. To have this next 6 weeks, and of course forever past that with you, but we will continue conversation on Facebook, and have an awesome day. Anything else?
Oh, just go out there, start sharing, and have some fun, and let's have a great time.
Let's do it. Okay,
all right,
you guys, thank you.
Bye everyone. Thank you so much for attending.